My name's Deanna Lee Ortega. I was born here in El Paso, Texas. I've been doing roller derby for 12 years now. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. They both love to skate. I started writing since elementary, but I got my first book published in 2018, and since then I've been working on my derby romance. When I wrote this book, it was so that I could help others find peace in some way, shape, or form, and share what I had, and help them hold their hand to get through this journey that we're all going through together. Kind of ended out the way it was supposed to, because I can honestly say that my book is done by roller derby girls, from the photography to the writing, of course, and the publishing. And my editor was a woman, so it was a beautiful way for this empowering book to be done by all women who like to see other women succeed. So my derby romance has derby in the title, but I think anybody could relate to my derby romance. It was a way to tell my story of overcoming addiction, of overcoming self-worth issues, looking for healing in all the wrong places, expecting everything else outside of me to make me happy, and finding time to do something that I really did love in a world of life that doesn't really allow you to do your passion. So I think anybody who has something that they love, that they're trying to find time for, something that they love that they don't have time for, and the ups and downs of just trying to be the person that they really want to be, that they feel that they really are, but don't know how to evolve into, could totally relate to this book. I want to start my podcast so that I could hear everybody else's derby romance, and they can share it with the community to encourage, to inspire, to strengthen the derby community. And then maybe my next book would be your derby romance. Shit gets really, really dirty, really messy, and really shitty at times. If you're in roller derby, you understand this. If you're not in derby, you might understand this. And if you just started and haven't experienced this, awesome. Stay pure, my love. Keep skating, and I hope this book helps. This romance is definitely worth it. But I write this to bring balance to the lives of go-getter women with strong personalities and addictive personalities who love to be loved, but also love chewing people up and spitting them out if such an occasion presents itself. Balance, skaters. We can't skate without it. So I was watching Chelsea lately, and the host, Chelsea Handler, was skating with the San Diego Derby dolls. It looked so badass. I thought, I used to be a pretty good skater when I was young. As a matter of fact, I loved skating when I was a child. My first memory of skating when I was about 5. I would skate in the kitchen of my house. I actually don't remember skating, but falling really. I fell really hard by the refrigerator. And then when I was a little older, I'd scoot, not so much skate, around my block to the next wall or gate I could grab onto. Eventually, my best friend and I were getting dropped off at our local roller rink, Roller King. And between the ages of 7 and 10, I was definitely skating. I could skate for hours. I loved the air in my hair and my face as I skated to my favorite songs. I thought I was so cool because I could skate on one foot and like switch them up. I got older and played other sports like volleyball, softball, and swimming. So I put my skates away, but at 18, I moved to Dallas with a friend. I was so homesick and my friend could tell. So she had the idea to buy rollerblades. She skated with me a couple of times. We went fast down these awesome hills of concrete and laughed with excitement, hoping to not get hit by cars. It was so much fun. But when she didn't want to skate and I couldn't sleep, I'd sneak out of the apartment quietly because it was 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'd skate in circles around an island of mailboxes in the parking lot. I would just think. And I would dream, or I would cry. I would skate hard and I would skate fast when I was angry. Or I would skate steady, almost to a rhythm, and feel the air against my skin, and I'd hear it whisper in my ear. I was skating alone, but I didn't feel alone when I was skating. I can't explain it entirely, but I never felt alone skating. There was always just this presence, and it got me. It pushed me hard when I needed it, and gently caressed me. And it brought me joy and made me giddy at times. Skating was always able to clear my mind and lift my spirits. It gave me a very powerful feeling. And sitting on my couch unhappy, that was a feeling I knew I needed back in my life. I dislocated my 2 fingers during a game. These. I fell forward, slamming my hands on the floor as women piled up on me. When everyone got off me, I got up as well and began to skate. Then I felt the pain. I looked at my hands and noticed my ring finger was pointing to the left at the second knuckle, and my pinky was in the shape of an S. I immediately fell to my knees, protected my hand by my stomach, and curled into fetal position on the side of the track. I was freaking out. The refs ran to me asking, "D, what's wrong?" I couldn't answer, still freaking out. They tried again. "D, what's wrong? What happened? We can't help you unless you show us what's wrong." At this last comment, I finally was able to respond and yelled, "My hand!" and shoved it out for everyone to see while my head was still tucked into my knees. Everyone got really quiet. I started to let my eyes wander on other things. I had a friend who would massage me and asked me once if I'd been in a car accident or if something traumatic had happened. If I'd been in a car accident or if something traumatic had happened to me as she massaged me. And I said, "No, but I've been in 3 abusive relationships and in roller derby for 6 years." And I laughed. And then I cried. She told me that I couldn't release the tension because my muscles were so used to protecting my body, and that I needed to tell my body that I was okay and that I was safe, because I wasn't going to put myself in any danger like that anymore. This is where my self-healing began, and I didn't even know what was coming after this. When she said that, I told her that I wasn't sure about being in derby anymore and that I wasn't sure how many seasons I had left in me. She then asked me if I'd ever done a triathlon. I said, "No, I'm not crazy." She said, "Why not? The hardest part is usually the swim for most people, and you already know how to do that." She knew this because we were on the swim team together in high school. I told her, "Yeah, but I haven't swum like that since high school." She said, "You'll be fine. I'll help you." And she did. We began to train for a triathlon. So this next part is the running of the bulls. It's my 10-year reunion of roller derby, and we were the bulls. So it went down like this. We got there and I saw some amazing horns. You could tell they had taken a lot of time on them. Unlike myself, I had done everything the night before. But I was still very proud of my horns. Still, other girls were putting horns on their helmets right there with supplies they had brought and extra things other girls had. So at least I wasn't rushing at the last minute. We were given blow-up sticks that we used to give love taps to the runners for about 3 miles of downtown El Paso. I got to see many girls I used to skate with and met new ones as well. I got to meet Vix, or Kay, the girl I had ordered my shirt from. She asked if I was still skating. I said, no, I don't have time. She told me they were going to be testing soon and the percentages of practice you needed for different teams, such as home teams or travel teams. In the old days, I might have gotten sucked back in, but this time I thought, nope, not doing this. Don't have time for this. Me and Derby are through. To Vix, I listened, smiled, and said, I really wish I could. I really just don't have the time. I wasn't lying about that. I really had filled up my time with other things. In fact, I was even heading out that same day to California with my kids. We took pictures and headed out. I was dragged back home. I felt good. I thought that was cool. And then left at that. We left to California. After some fun in the sun and some much needed beach time, we returned to El Paso and I was greeted with some messages that assessment tests would be coming up soon. I thought to myself, should I try? And then I said to myself, you don't have time for that anymore. I responded to the messages with, awesome, thank you. Then another message arrived. These are the dates, hope you can make it. I'd press like and say thank you. Then the day before testing, there was a social media post reminding everyone that for anyone interested in testing or joining the league, the next day would be the day. And in the comments, my name had appeared. I hope to see you there, Deanna Lee Ortega. Well, no lie, that made me feel pretty special. I felt very pursued and it felt good. And I thought, well, if she's gone through all the trouble, I could at least try. Derby prayer, mantra, or affirmation. Inner teacher, universe, infinite source, ancestors, God. Remind me who I am and give me balance. Show me how to use the things that I'm learning in Derby reasonably. Leadership, strength, and assertiveness is an asset in my life, but help me to remember when to take the helmet off. Remember my femininity as a woman, a born nurturer, naturally compassionate, and a person who walks in love. On the track, I am a teammate, a blocker, a jammer, a pivot, a rolling warrior. But I'm not always on the track. I am a daughter, a mother, a sister, a friend, and a soul. Help me to wear all these beautiful hats with style, grace, and balance. Balance. You can't skate without it.